Monaco, and then Bologna. So make that 4 wins coming out of the break. Then they lost the last 2 to the reigning champions, Panathinaikos. They took Panathinaikos deep in the Waka, and they lost at Anadolu Efes just by 2 points, 90-88. Here's the Bayern lineup, which will try to get their 20th win tonight. Shabazz Napier will play some of the point guard duties. Good to see Devin Booker has returned to full fitness. That's German international Johannes Vogtmann, his first season with the club. We'll see what he brings to the table as we take a look at some of tonight's key players. First, for the visitors, it is none other than Johannes Vogtmann. 9th Euroleague season for the number 7 for Bayern. He had 9 points and 6 assists when these teams met back in round 15. He started 29 of 32 games for coach Cody Herbert. Here's the Bostonian, Shabazz Napier. 13 points and 6 assists in that round 15 game. He rarely starts. He's only started 3 times this year. So Coach Herbert likes to have Napier come off the bench. He's in his 4th Euroleague season, having played with Olimpia Milano, his first club. They're going to fight for their lives. Well, Jalen Horde, we hope, could play tonight, the number 1. He, like Devin Booker, has had injury woes. Jokubaitis, the Lithuanian, will be the point guard. Levi Randolph, Aaron Sorkin, I beg your pardon, Roman Sorkin. What a season he's having. The man from Minsk. There he is, right on cue, Sorkin. And we'll take a look at the key players for Maccabi. There it is. Sorkin, the 12.9 points per game. That is his Euroleague best average. He's in his 4th Euroleague season. So best in terms of points. He's also getting 23 minutes per game, which is the most he's enjoyed in any of his Euroleague campaigns. Here's Levi Randolph in his first Euroleague season. He had 20 points in that round 15 game. Bayern Munich won that game, 98-93, that game in Bavaria. And he started 31 of the 31 games in which he's played. So if he's available to play, he makes his way into the starting lineup. On the left, it is Tamir Blatt. Blatt, the son of David Blatt. On the right is Carson Edwards. Edwards averages 19.9 points per game. He's 3rd in the Euroleague in scoring. 2-time weekly MVP. Round 23, he dropped 34 points against Alba Berlin, Tamir Blatt's former club. And around 28, Edwards had 30 points against Crvena Zvezda, who used to play here in the Alexander Nikolic Hall. Of course, they play in the Belgrade Arena, which they share with Partizan. Now, Crvena Zvezda, one of those teams who's in the mix for postseason play. They'll play tomorrow. They have 18 wins, as do Anadolu Efes. So one of those teams are going to lose that, and they'll stay on 18 wins. Real Madrid played tonight against Paris. Both those teams have 18 wins. And again, somebody loses. So they won't be able to secure a postseason position. Hot on the heels of everybody on the outside looking in are Partizan and Milan. They both have 16 wins. Partizan are in Kaunas against the Žalgiris team that are out of the playoff picture, but you never want to go to Žalgiris on the road. That's a tough place to play. So while you're with us tonight, keep your eye on scores around the league as the postseason positions start to crystallize. Remember, it's the top 10 teams who guarantee extra play. 7, 8, 9, and 10 grab the play-in positions. The first 6 go straight to the playoffs, and so that's where Bayern are. They sit in 5th position right now. And if they can get that 20th win, they'll put themselves in amongst it with the top 4 teams. Well, Barcelona played on Wednesday night. They were in Istanbul against Fenerbahce, so Barcelona won. They sit in 6th. They claimed their 19th win. So they should guarantee one of the top 10 spots. But we'll see how things progress over the next 48 hours. Well, we're here in the Alexander Nikolic, which has been the home away from home for Maccabi. And Bayern come out onto the hardwood here. It's the 10th season in the Euroleague for the Bundesliga champions. The furthest they've gotten in the European competition is the Euro Cup semis. That back in 2018 when they lost to Darüşşafaka. They're 6-time Bundesliga champions, including the reigning champions. And so they're looking for one more win here. There's a cadre of hardcore fans just behind the scorer's table, as you can see. And Maccabi have really embraced this arena. We should tip our hat to the Serbian Basketball Federation and the city of Belgrade, who embraced Maccabi. Well, Maccabi Tel Aviv, the 24th time they've been in the Euroleague. They're 6-time Euroleague champions. Their first title back in '77 when they beat Varese right here in Belgrade. In '81, they beat Bologna in Strasbourg. 2001, they beat Panathinaikos in Paris. '04, they beat Bologna in Tel Aviv. '05, they beat Baskonia in Moscow. Their most recent title, 2014, they beat Real Madrid in Milan. But it's been a tough year for them this year. They've got a 10-22 season. As I say, although they sit in 16th position, they're not a team you want to play this time of the year necessarily. They can play free of any kind of expectation. And Coach Katash has got them playing superb basketball. In his pre-game interview, Gordy Herbert said, look, these guys are playing for pride. And so we're not taking them easily by any stretch of the imagination. But for Bayern, it is an opportunity. And they did ever so well last week. They won in Barcelona, 102-101. What a win that was. That game in regulation, too. Then they beat Partizan at home. Partizan, of course, with the 16 wins. A real missed opportunity for them. So trying to atone for that loss as they play in Kaunas tonight. Last week was the last double week of the season. Tough week for Maccabi. They lost to Panathinaikos, but I tell you what, they took Panathinaikos right down into the final minutes of that game. They led through large passages, and they lost 99-92, right in the mix. And then they lost in Istanbul to Anadolu Efes, who are finally getting their act together. That game, 90-88. So Coach Katash has got his players playing, and he'll take anybody on. The players will get some final instructions from the coaches. We're just minutes away from tipping it off here. See some young fans. If you're a basketball aficionado like I am, these games bring their own sense of allure. You can hear all the communication between the players. You can hear the instructions the coaches shout out. So you get right inside the game in an atmosphere like this. There's Weiler-Babb, Nick Weiler-Babb. He's having a marvelous season as well. It's always great if you get a chance to watch Carson Edwards play. Well, he's going to get the start tonight. So Weiler-Babb and Edwards, the Americans in the backcourt. Vladimir Lucic, who played here as a youngster, coming up with Crvena Zvezda, Johannes Vogtman, and Devin Booker. That's as good a starting five as Coach Herbert can put on the floor. Here are the hosts. JC3, Jokubaitis, Sorkin, Randolph, and Trevian Williams will get the start for Coach Odin Katash. So for Randolph, as I mentioned, if he's available, he's starting. Randolph scored 20 points when these two teams last met. round 15. So referees, just one game this week. Devin Booker sharing a laugh. Always good to stay on the referee's good side. Yeah, Lucic was interviewed before the game and he said, you know, it's a little bit strange for me coming back. Of course, I am Serbian, played for that Serbian national team, but there's nobody here in the arena that I know. So I didn't have to get any tickets. I'm kind of paraphrasing a little bit, but he said, I know the smell of this gym. And so it's a welcome home of sorts for Lucic, 35 years of age. And let me correct myself. He came up with the Partizan Club, which was Partizan Belgrade from 2009 to 2013. And a member of the Serbian national team. Season. And you can see 11 points and a PIR of 50. Randolph from Madison, Alabama originally. Played his collegiate basketball at the University of Alabama. And he formerly played for Hapoel Jerusalem before he made the transfer here to Maccabi Tel Aviv. Well, we're going courtside to get the coaches first. It's Coach Herbert.
Coach, a very close game. How to respond in the second half?
Well, we got to make some adjustments on the defensive end, and we got to get to the offensive boards.
Thank you, Coach.
Here's a look at the shot here for Bayern Munich. 8 of 19 from behind New York, 42%, exactly where you want to be. 8 points off turnovers. They'll take those. 3 of those threes off the hands of Andreas Obst. Now we're going to get the Maccabi view as we chat with Coach Katash.
Coach, a very intense game. So what do you need to do in the second half and make sure you finish this game with the win?
I think it's both teams playing high tempo. They punish us a lot on early situation. We need to find their shooters really quick on transition defense.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, someone's going to look out for Andreas Obst, especially in transition. He can line it up. Look at that. 57% from behind New York, just 7 attempts. They've got 6 fast break points. Again, points off turnovers, fast break points, you'll take those all day. Keep the scoreboard ticking over, get easy buckets. Show you some great scenes here. Vladimir Lucic, the Serbian, coming home. He knows this arena, having come through the national system. Played his early basketball for Partizan Belgrade. Showing you images here from the opening 20 minutes, eyeball to eyeball with Shabazz Napier. And Jokubaitis, let's not forget about his contribution. Showing he can get to the basket on a few occasions. Speaking of getting to the basket, Jimmy Clark. He's got what could be tonight's magic moment. What a dunk. 14 points from Clark. We'll see who comes out here in the second half. Well, fans, this is the second, I beg your pardon, the penultimate week of the season, second to last. There are plenty of games with playoff implications. Tomorrow night here in Belgrade, Savannah's a big smiles all around. Stay with us, fans, as we wrap this one up and we tell you who's our Adidas player of the game. It would have been Carson Edwards for sure had Bayern gone on to win this. But Maccabi have changed the destiny of this game. Jimmy Clark with 20 points, he's got a bid. Levi Randolph with 17 points with some clutch free throws down the stretch. He's got a bid to be the player of the game. Rafi Menko, for me, instrumental with his 10 points. which was right in the heart of the comeback. But it looks like the players are going to give it to either Clark or Randolph. And it's great to see this togetherness from Maccabi. You know, it's been a